If you're here, that means the thought of time travel hasn't completely melted your mind and made you hide in your room out of just fear of what might occur. I would like to say that I haven't been thinking about multiple timelines and what might and might not be possible, but yeah, actually, no, I haven't. That kind of thinking is far too in-depth, and, well, I don't really see the point. Until it can be verified. However, this show is one step at front, and I want to find out what's going on with those bananas. If you don't know what I mean, check the last episode. But if you do, let's get going. And why exactly has she just turned up at their residence? Laboratory. Totally legit laboratory, by the way. Does he have a carer? Someone to rein him in slightly? Okay, fair enough. They actually did something on that level. I mean, yeah, they haven't been properly introduced. Murderous intent. Maybe if you didn't put up this charade all the time. I'll be curious as well. Yeah, it's not every day that you see an occurrence like those bananas. And if it is, don't let me know. I'm happy with my ignorance. It will keep the government off my back anyway. I'm trying to think of anything that I've learned in the past 2 episodes that might help me. But so many questions are being brought up that it's kind of difficult. And strangely enough, I started reading a manga that has time travel and various timelines and stuff involved. It's kind of like a mix of that and Attack on Titan. And my god, is that confusing. So yeah, Steins Gate. What a weird transition. Why did it try to make it look like we're watching these events on TV? Would you want to taste it? I mean, her wording leaves a little to be desired. Seriously? Who's the pervert here? Do you really want to be pushing this? I think that's just the standard baseline for humans, isn't it? To a degree, although I'm pretty sure even they don't understand. So, because we don't know what's going on, maybe we can employ some outside help. Name subject to change. You might want to get that in writing as well, not just a verbal agreement. That's the 2 terms. You could have asked for a lot more. Are there any registration fees for joining the lab? Looks like they have personalities that perfectly fit. Did you have to sing it? How's she going to react? Did you have to count the number of people to understand that there's a guest? Did she just drop her bag? You would expect. I mean, have you seen this lab? What does she actually do, other than supply them with snacks? Was it in operation? Yeah, because he sent the text, but it went back a while ago. Now this is science! Trying to recreate experiments in a testable environment. Just try one, not the entire box. If it can be separated, I'm not entirely sure what it is. Just do it. No. Doesn't matter at this point. Just have it several lines of text. See if it gets split. I wonder why he's trying to curry their favour there. Are you dense girl? Good thing they have an extractor. And they're meant to shut off when the door is opened. Maybe they'll find a new box in the cupboard or something. But how can you use this to any sort of advantage? A time machine. For all intents and purposes. And after that major discovery, everything has calmed down somewhat. Well, if they haven't responded straight away, just keep pestering until they do. Great way of getting onto someone's good side. Did they have blueprints and schematics for this microwave, or was it a one-off? Was it because it went against all of her experience and knowledge because she called it all impossible? The Large Hadron Collider. CERN. Can't remember what country, it's like Switzerland or something. Although I'm not in... I do like how people were coming with all these hypotheses about the Large Hadron Collider and what it's capable of and what they're trying to do, and are they going to destroy the world and the universe? Yep. It's where they proved the Higgs boson, wasn't it? It is a magnificent feat of human engineering. Wormholes I could understand, but black holes? I mean, as a layman, I don't know the extent of some of these theories, but... Well, theories is a bit high, I know. Else I conclude... What does that mean, by the way? Unless it's a spoiler for later. That is a task. There's some things that you don't want to mess around with just for your own protection, because government projects and things like that is heavily guarded. Run away before he has to pay the bill. Yeah, she's been working on that bike for a while now. Everyone's out to get him, and yet he advertises his organisation on the sign. How do you know it's CERN? It's quite fortuitous that she overhears all of this, and if she can actually help... She is working for the organisation. Did she know about that? So, certain people know of this computer. It's not just a one-off. And how much is going to be coming back to this tighter guy? Thanks for your help, by the way. So they're doing the whole, if you were to be able to go back in time, it would create a branching timeline. You'd be moving forward on that. And replaced. You see, if anyone was having delusions and was worried about this kind of thing going on, I wouldn't recommend watching a show like Steins Gate. I mean, that's not how these institutions operate, but okay. Yeah, this tighter has never gone back. So is he able to return to his world line at any point? 2015? Yeah. I think you're a bit late for that. Don't think that prediction came quite true. Yeah, so her duty is to sausage. Her goal, the whole deal is just getting snacks and making sure they stay alive, while simultaneously putting her own life and theirs in risk. Mad? I mean, having something proved to you when you've worked your life against it would be slightly infuriating, but as a scientist, quote unquote, doesn't. He just does what he likes, doesn't he? Well done, Super Hacker. Did he really hack into the CERN's database? What an analogy. Emails are still quite good for the general populace to have this kind of information. Google Translate kind of thing. See if there are any issues due to just translation being incorrect. So, quite quickly that he found this Z program thing. Considering he didn't do like a find search. The thing is, governments and whatnot, sure, they would withhold information from the public. What did I say? Yeah. They'd withhold information from the public. But scientific bodies like this have to publish their papers and get it peer-reviewed. I mean, if you had realised that your microwave had become a quote-unquote time machine and you were doing further experimentation to find out the extent of what you was capable of and or just seeing what the results were, you'd assume you'd have it a bit more controlled than letting someone just open the door midway. But did that... I don't know. Electromagnetic thing actually protect them from something? Or have they now been dragged into something much deeper? So hopefully you have been enjoying Steins Gate. Because... well, if I'm putting myself through this mental conundrum each day, I want you to suffer as well. But the characters in this are something to behold, aren't they? They are exactly what you'd expect for a completely dysfunctional backstreet laboratory. You've got this mad scientist, super hacker, and then someone who sabotages experiments due to either their own, well, either just completely not really understanding the situation or purposeful sabotage, which would be interesting to see if it tries to go down that route, or if it is just the whole she's a bit dumb. But this show... I really want to see what comes up next, but I just remembered there are characters that we've been introduced to and they've just not had any further point yet. I know it's only episode 3, but like the girl who's actually a guy, because remember they're a guy, and they're definitely a guy. Don't know why that was hammered home so deeply, but... And the one that was referenced slightly, the one who had to take photos to know where she actually was. Well, I can continue pontificating on this preposterous point, or I can take a lie down and actually think about it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and if you reached this point, then give yourself a cookie, a gold star if you don't want sweets, and I want to thank you for just sticking around for this long. If you haven't already, then subscribing to the channel and liking the video if you believe I deserved it wouldn't go amiss. And of course, if you think I could do better, then sure, dislike it as well. But as long as you leave an explanation as what I can change. Because then it actually means something. But all in all, get some rest. And as long as time permits, I'll see you in the next one.